of dust. Can the dead awaken?
Only you know.
Speak into the silence. Call to what has no breath. Let the lifeless hear. Rise at my command.
Dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
I said it, and for a moment, I heard only the wind, but the ground was already shaking beneath me. Then the shaking changed. It was not only violence, it had direction. The bones were not being thrown, they were being called. I heard the first scrape, dry, sharp, bone against bone. Then another. Then the sound spread across the valley. A skull turned in the dust. A rib pulled free from the sand. A shoulder bone dragged toward an arm. Slowly, as if it knew where it belonged. Then I saw the smallest bones move. The bones of a hand, piece by piece, coming together in the dust. Even what had been scattered beyond recognition was being gathered. I stepped back. The wind was violent. The earth was still trembling. But this was not the valley falling apart. This was order rising from death. And I knew this was not my voice. Death had heard him. I saw sinews come upon them, not from the earth, not from the dust, from the command that still held the valley. Flesh came over the bones, slowly, silently, as if what had been destroyed was being remembered. A hand took shape in the sand, an arm, a chest, a face. But nothing moved by its own will. Across the valley, the dead were no longer scattered. They lay before me like men again, whole, but still. And then I understood. They had form, they had flesh, they had skin. But there was no breath in them.
Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live.
Then the wind changed. It did not pass over the valley, it entered it. From every side, the breath came. Dust lifted from their faces. The stillness began to break. One chest rose, then another. The valley drew breath, not as one man, but as a multitude. The dead were no longer silent, and I stood among them as life returned where only death had been. They stood before me, not as a crowd, but as a people restored. And then I understood. The valley was not only showing me death, it was showing me despair.
Look upon them. These are not only bodies. They are a people whose hope has died.
We are dried out. We are empty. We are cut away.
I had seen bones, but the Lord was speaking of a people, who believed their story was over.
Listen. I will lift you from the dust. I will place breath within you. You will rise. You will live.
And I knew the Lord had not raised them only to show his power. He had raised them to restore hope.